So we're on the road. We just bought some more plants from our local plant guy. I think actually we got trees. Not a big fan of trees, but there is a cafe down the road we haven't been to yet. A local cafe in the village, and it's, you know, it's got like a marijuana menu. So we're gonna have to go down and see what kind of ganja is going on. You know, it has been decriminalized here in Thailand. So let's check it out. So we are at Jib Chagun. That's the name of this cafe. And what's really cool about this place is that it is actually kind of a community cafe where, you know, a lot of different people invest their money. I mean, not a whole lot, maybe 20, 30 people invest their money, contribute money, I should say, to having this cafe. Government helps. That's probably why they got a license or whatever for the ganja. But we bought, you know, tea, ganja tea. It's really, you know, if you know anything about the ganja business here in Thailand, it's really about hemp, really. Here, let me show you what Dot's doing over here. Dot's walking over here. It's a pretty good place. It's very good. She's got the restroom. She's over there doing her own thing. Today, though, they do not have a menu going, so we can't really eat here. But we did get tea, and it tastes pretty good, actually. And we also bought a bag of weed. But, you know, the leaves, you can get the leaves. We're probably going to put that in our tom yum goong or tom yum ka, some kind of soup. And yeah, it's going to be pretty good. There's actually some stalk with some seeds in it here. No flowers, but hey, it's going to taste good. But yeah, it's a, you know, a community effort to put everything together, so that's pretty good. I'll be interested to come back. They have a picture outside of the restaurant with like quitio with the ganja in it, and we'll see what else they got going. It's fairly new still, I imagine. There's just one girl working here right now, and you, like, when you buy something, you sign a, you can write out your name on a paper, kind of like tambon, like you're going to the Wat almost. Pretty cool. All right, well, more to drink. Hey guys, so we just got back from our little side trip today. We did pick up a couple of trees and a flowering plant and a bunch of other fresh mangoes, even though I picked a bunch of green mangoes, because I like green mangoes. Made up some salt and sugar, and actually Dot mixed in the hot pepper with palm sugar. She cooked the palm sugar and made a nice little dip. Ate one of those, but we picked up some ripe ones, 50 baht for 5 of them, so that's like 10 baht each, 31 cents, I guess. They're huge. And then we went down to that, you know, Ganja Cafe. A lot of them, you know, we just call it a Ganja Cafe, but the name of it is Jib Chagun. Jib Chagun, which is kind of like Jib Cha is tea. It's not kind of like saying, you know, come, let's sip some tea with me or whatever, you know. Jib Chagun, Pagan, you know. And so it's kind of cool. So it's kind of like a little community place. Everybody come, eat, you know, drink some tea or whatever. We got some iced tea there. They didn't really have the menu because I don't know, maybe it wasn't the right time or something like that, or they're not together on that. It's fairly new. Community effort, government backed, that kind of thing. And just the one girl working there. But we had a couple of bottles of tea. It was iced tea, pretty good. And then we were able to also buy a bag of pot. So we got this, you can see it. It's pretty much just leaves. But you got a bag for 100 baht, which is like $3, I guess, because it costs 33 to $1 today. So that's 99, yeah, 99 cents. I don't know how much it weighs. It came out of the refrigerator. They did have some that was dry, but we don't want that. Got the fresh one. It'll taste better in our soup. I hope anyway. It does smell like more like a hemp. And for those of you, who don't smoke pot or otherwise consume marijuana products and stuff, there's probably a distinction you should know between hemp and marijuana. And hemp is usually widely produced for its byproduct of hemp in terms of the stalk, and making clothes and paper and just about anything you want with hemp. A rope, big rope. And but here in Thailand, they have decriminalized marijuana, so they're not going to shoot you anymore. But to be sure, you can't just walk down the streets smoking pot. It's not decriminalized like that. But it's decriminalized to the point where anything that's less than like 2% in terms of growth, which are like the leaves and roots and stalk or whatever, you can consume it. If you are at a cafe and stuff that's been authorized or otherwise licensed to do that. And that's a fairly simple process. If you're a local cafe, you want to have pot in your menu, you just contact law enforcement, go through the process, then local AMPER. They just really need to know where it's being consumed, like who's selling it and why. And it's a restaurant and stuff, then it works out. If you're going to do it for your house, home consumption, it's much of the same process. Law enforcement, permitting, and can't sell it or anything because you're going to do it for your house. But you can grow it, you can deal with it. I'll put a link up to a podcast that I watched recently. But it was also because Pethlana Farms, cannabis farms, I was watching them grow like a couple years ago, mostly during COVID. We got cats underneath me right now going crazy. And Pethlana, produces massive amount, and you can probably see the Pethlana logo in a bunch of different cafes and stuff. They primarily are the biggest probably grower, I think. I like to think they are. And they're only about 3 years old. They make huge plants. You can go up there and visit. And Chiang Mai, I think it is. All the massive tops that you see, like, from High Times magazines and all that stuff. All those big tops, they get, they uproot the plant, probably turn it upside down and lop off the tops and bag them all up. And then I think the government guy comes and picks them all up. They take them to like Bangkok, redistribute to all the different hospitals for that. And, they'll make it happen. And but they do sell the pot up there. You can buy the leaves and plants and roots. It's about 2,000 or 3,000 baht, I think he said, for a kilo of leaves, fresh leaves like we did. This stuff it's fresh enough that you keep in the refrigerator. They probably refrigerate it, I imagine, otherwise it would dry out. But the fresh leaves, they're gonna weigh more. So a kilo of fresh leaves is the same weight as a kilo of dry leaves, but it's not the same amount of leaves. So if you want a kilo of dry leaves, that's going to cost you about 20,000 baht. So and a lot of people do things with the dry leaves. You can probably make tiger balm infused ganja or something like that. May even help you. Who knows? But I think most people that are going out to these cafes and restaurants and have all the marijuana and stuff like that, and they think they're getting high, or I don't know. I think that's more psychosomatic because, you know, they're growing pod that has a very small percentage of THC that's available to the public. 2% is what their, you know, what the limit is there. So, but it's pretty cool because, you know, it continues to change, and maybe, you know, later they'll be able to sell the tops to everybody, and then you'll have the kind of THC levels that people want to get high with. But for us, we're gonna cook it. It's gonna be cool. We'll probably go back to that cafe, see how it develops. It's fairly new again. Looked like there was some government guys that showed up when we were leaving. So it's a community program. And yeah, so that's all about the ganja on the farm. We can, you know, like I said, we could grow pot here. We just need to go through the process. And eventually we probably will. We can sort out what is going on. Sun's going down now, weather's picking up, wind's picking up. It was really windy the other day, but yeah, you gotta watch it when the wind comes. Stuff started blowing around and blowed over my karaoke speaker the other night. Alright, man, well, I should be getting on and cooking some of my ganja infused soup. I already took this out of the bag like about 30 minutes ago. It's already wilting, but definitely smells like pot, man. And I'm glad that we can put it. I'm gonna put it all of it in the soup. Why not? Only 2%. All right. Well, thanks for watching. And if you didn't know, now you know. And if you think you know more, power to the people, baby. Make sure you watch the Pethlana podcast link in my description. There's some insight there too. All right, you guys, keep watching.